And stats and probability. So when you are actually looking and preparing for machine learning and algorithms and how projects work and everything, you will not get enough time to look into stats and probabilities again, right? Because it's vast, right? It's huge and vast. Again, like these videos, the first module of Jigsaw videos, I have referred to many times that I clearly know the examples of each and every problem that we have, like almost. If you can master that, not even master, if you can look at that 2-3 times, you will be strong enough to explain that if at all a question comes on probabilities. The kind of probability distributions we have, nothing goes out of that. Binomial distribution, whatever it is, nothing goes discrete probability distributions, continuous probability distributions, and with examples that we have on our Jigsaw module, right? So that is what I refer to. And then if you want to look more, conditional probability and all that, you can look at Khan Academy videos. There are like plenty good amount of there. And probability practice, this is the place where I have practiced. Brilliant.org. It's again like you have to pay some subscription, but you can be good enough with all the free practice problems. If you practice that, it should be good enough. Right, and machine learning, coming to machine learning. So you must have heard it many times by our tutors and mentors that Kaggle, why it is important and all that. And definitely even I cannot emphasize more on that. Kaggle is the place where I have started learning, right? Like actual machine learning problem. Kaggle is the place where I have started looking and learning. Like this is what I have done. I took a kernel for Titanic machine learning, whichever is the basic one for learning, machine learning on classification learning, right, on Kaggle. I looked at 2-3 kernels. Some kernel I found that he explained end to end in a very good manner. So I just rigorously followed that, replicated it on my Jupyter notebook. But by the end of it, I understood something like what he is doing. I can make out some sense what his approach is, what he is doing and why he is doing. So you don't need to know all of it to start with. So that's exactly my point here. So if there is something out there, start replicating it. Start doing the same thing what someone else has done on the same problem. So, but just by doing that, you will gain so much of amount of knowledge, and then start tweaking that particular thing or start doing your way, right? So you will understand. So that's how I started with Titanic machine learning or housing price. How many of you here have Kaggle accounts now? So those who do not have, that's the first place you should start with, because the fact that we do not have real-time experience on data science projects. So we don't know with these, with just the assignments, we know the process, the best practices, but we just don't know the real-time, how it works and all that. Even Kaggle, I'm not telling you, it gives you a real-time, real-world scenario. Most of the data sets are cleaned, not exactly the way that you face it at the real world, but that's a way to start for explaining your approach towards a problem in interviews, right? So Kaggle is very important. And again, you don't have to get overwhelmed by the challenges posted there. You don't have to do it all yourself. Learn from it. Your aim to Kaggle is not to crack the prize money, right? So I didn't aim for that because I'm not there yet, and I don't think I would be anytime sooner. So for me, learning. Kaggle, I look for it for learning. And then ISLR. So this again, like you must have heard it many times from the tutors. ISLR book, or probably it overskipped your mind. And since that now you have completed the 3rd module of UC, reading these books makes much better sense of the models that you have learned. The linear regression, the logistic regression, and then your decision trees, what all. And I'll tell you, most of the questions that I got on machine learning models in any of my interviews, most of them are direct lifts from this book. I realized lately, after giving the interviews, then I started reading this book, and then I was realizing, okay, this question was just here, right? I mean, like, these are like direct lifts, as in, the interviewers go to this book for looking for questions, right? So that is the book that you have to go for. And again, it's the book that you have to digest. It's not a general read that you can read through it and complete it. Go chapter by chapter. That's my approach. And hackathon. So again, like, we do not have real-time experiences. So what can we do? How can we actually build the knowledge of approaching a machine learning problem? There are many hackathons that you can find on Analytics Vidya, and there are a few other places. Again, your goal is not to be on the top, leading the board, right? Your goal is to learn. You will at least get a data set. Someone is giving it to you for free, right? Someone is giving it to you for free, and you can try all that you are learning and then start putting it on the board. You will get a score that you have performed pathetically, and then you will understand from there, okay, this is something I'll try. This gives you enough encouragement to try, right? Till the time that hackathon runs, you will be engaged. If you are interested, really interested in data science, you will not sleep till the time you complete it at a decent score that you are satisfied with, till the time the hackathon completes. And in the process, you will learn a lot. And you can keep all this in your resume, right? You have participated in the hackathon or this and that, so you will get introduced to imbalanced data sets. You must have heard of imbalanced data sets, right? So what approach you need for imbalanced data sets? Again, nothing will be written on the hackathons that this is an imbalanced data set that you will have to approach in this way. So you will find it. You will find it in the way solving that by Googling it, exploring here and there, or reaching out to mentors. So this is the problem I have, like 95 to 5% of imbalanced data set. What should I do? What are the tools available for me? Smart, all these things. All these concepts you will learn by yourself, and that you will remember it forever, right? And that you can explain it with more confidence in interview. And that way you can really crack the first 35% of the approach-oriented questions. So hackathons, again, they are free. They are like free for you to practice on, right? So go for them. And then the hands-on machine learning. So Dhaval is your TA? Dhaval must be your TA, right? Dhaval. Okay. So yeah, he suggested this book for us, and we followed this. This is the book that teaches you to start with a project right away, right from the first chapter. So the second book, the hands-on machine learning with scikit-learn and TensorFlow. These books are there in PDFs. Again, the best part is you have them in PDF. So you just follow this book for practical project approach. Again, completing the whole book shouldn't be your goal, but understanding the concepts and then progressing the book. Keep the book as like some, like a long journey that you are progressing it well enough. So those are the places where you can get everything. So you don't have to get discouraged that you don't know the concepts well, you don't know the understanding well, but you have everything right in front of you, right in our course and right out there free. All you need to is start applying.